Good. Well, congratulations. I'm going to the beach next weekend too. Yeah, well, I'm going to the Eastern Shore. It'll be Delaware beaches, so I'm not sure if it'll be quite the same neck of the woods. Right, okay. All right, excellent. Well, we have 30. I promise that these calls are short and to the point, so I thought we'd just go ahead and get started. Let me, for those of you who haven't been on the call before, I'm going to make the screen full view so that you can see the whole screen. And then there is a chat box over here. I'll periodically make it go. Well, actually, if you look at the bottom of your screen, you can make it go full view yourself and push the toggle view at the bottom, and that'll make it go full screen. And then you can untoggle it, and that way I can just see the chat box if anybody has any questions. So you can make it full screen yourself. We'll do this kind of quick. I just logged in right before the call. Can you see? Yeah, you can see my screen. Okay. And real quick, you notice that I do have a game request. Someone just requested to join my team, and that's what this button is, this red button right here on the top. And when you click that, you can see that you have to be careful that you don't put them on the wrong team by mistake, because sometimes people joining a team, asking to join a team, don't really necessarily know which team they want to join. So you as the leader want to make sure that you put them on the team that you want them on. In other words, you'll notice here that this terrific team number 12 is the team that I have starting tomorrow, and I have in their title of their game Pro, so that it's easy for me to tell what game they're playing. It says Pro, and so that is the team that I have that's launching tomorrow, and so I'm just going to accept Savannah on my team. Now, we had talked last week about learning how to set up and use a WYSIWYG editor, and so I thought we'd start there because that might take a little bit of the time for this call, and then I'll show you a couple of other leadership things. I think it's important that, you know, we have our code of ethics here, and for those of you who haven't read it, it might be a good idea to just go there. And what we're doing is keeping this a safe environment. It's not a place to market your products, opportunity, or services. And yet we do want to know your company. We want to know your passions and your skills. And so that's what the profile's for. And you can look at anybody's profile. As you'll notice on my player card, mine is over here on the left. And when you go to somebody's wall, such as Jolynn, her player card is on the right. Now, if you don't set up your profile, you're going to have the game's default profile. In other words, your game's default picture, which is the picture I put in there for the CashFlowShow Game. And then when you go to their actual wall itself, if they don't have anything written here, it's going to describe the game. And so in this case, all you have to do is write one paragraph, and it'll take away the default settings of what the game puts in place. Let me show you here. I see probably Gabriella probably hasn't set hers up. Maybe she has. Maybe she'll trick us. We'll find out. Yeah, so if you don't put your profile into place and teach your team to put their profile in place, it's going to show the default profile settings. Kyle, if you have anything to add at any point, feel free to chirp up. Would you like to? Okay, thanks. And we had talked about the player card on our last call. What Kyle was referring to is this is the player card for this particular person is Rhonda, and then this is my player card. And so when you log in, you're going to see yourself over here on the left. So let's go here and really quick learn how to use a WYSIWYG editor. How do I do that? Oh yeah, up here. So you're going to go to your profile tab, and at the very least, you want to set up your company information. In this section here, you have your company name, your rank. Now you can put, senior director or anything you want. I just kind of put a little tagline for my company in there, and then your company's URL, your website, so you literally can link back to your website. Now your profile picture is easy to upload, and there's no real reason to have the game's logo there. So all you have to do is click this, go to the profile picture, and click this link here, and then select a picture out of your computer. We're not going to put any of these up there. And then open it, upload it, and then you'll have, and then make sure you save those changes over here on the left-hand side, which is on the right-hand side of your screen. In case you guys didn't notice, last time I did one of these webinars, I said the left and the right all screwed up. And that's because I have a little troubles with that sometimes for some reason. So whenever I say left or right, pay attention, because it could be either way. Alright, let's go up here to the basic information. This is what you call a WYSIWYG editor. Now, one of the things about WYSIWYG editors is that it's not a good idea to copy and paste things straight out of a Word document. Now, I have a Word document here that I just want to real quick show you. And you can see that when you work in your computer and format things, you can bold and you can underline and you can bullet. Alright, so it's a good idea to format your stuff or spell check your things, write it up in Word, and then if you're going to it's really easier to format it right in the WYSIWYG editor. But I want to show you if you're going to do it this way. In other words, your Word format, your Word program, no matter what program you use, your Word program has hidden code that's going to mess up any website. You never dump documents that are formatted out of a word processor into a website. So if you're going to use that, you need to use, there's all these little buttons here. We're not going to go through them all, and I never use this feature, but if you're going to use it, go right to this little button right here, which has you see that says paste formatted text, and you click that, and then you can paste your text right in there, and it'll keep the formatting. Like I said, I never use this, I always forget about it. And so you just paste that in there and click OK, and now it's going to be formatted already in your WYSIWYG editor. But what I usually do is have my information typed up, and then it's not formatted. I can type it up and I can spell check it in a Word document and then copy it in there out of a text document. Now you'll notice here, bring it over, I have a text document. And a text document, in other words, is like a notepad document. It doesn't have any hidden code in it. And so even if you format or type in a Word document and then paste it into a notepad document or a text document really quickly and dump it in there and then copy it a second time and move it over into your WordPress site. So if that sounds too complicated, there's two ways to do this. The point is that you don't copy straight out of a Word document into a WYSIWYG editor. You either paste it in a Word document first to strip out the hidden code, or you use this little button here that allows you to paste pre-formatted text in there, and it strips away the code for you. So what most people do is put their information, you can type right in here, and then you can format it right here. And so we can go to here and pick a heading and put a heading in there. And then we could go down to, let's say we're going to link to Deb Bixler's website. And so we highlight what we want to link and go to this little chain right here. And so the little chain indicates you're going to put a hyperlink in there. And so you click that link, and then you're going to put in your website. Now it's really important, http:// www.debbixler.com. And then you always want to open it in a new window or a blank window. And that's because whenever you're taking someone to a different website, you don't want them to close this website. And so anytime you're putting a link in there, you put it in a new window. And so then by doing that, you're going to notice that it automatically gets hyperlinked out to my website. And so you can put your total, and you know what, we can put pictures here too. Let's we have a lot of features here. I use the paste as a Word formatted document. I also use the heading. I highlighted this and then selected a heading from the drop down and made that a title heading. We used the hyperlink technique. Let's say we could bullet this right here. You go right there and bullet it. So there we have that bulleted. And then if we wanted to, say, make this italicized, now you can see I have a spelling error there. So we can italicize it. Let's see, where is it? Alliance. Okay. So you can see that there's a lot of things you can do right in this WYSIWYG editor. WYSIWYG stands for what you see is what you get, meaning what you see is what you get. That's what WYSIWYG means. What you see is what you get. And so we can put a picture in here if we want. Where's the picture button? There's the italics. We have the underline. You can align it to the left, center it, align it to the right. You can change the color of your font, and you can highlight things in a different color. Let's do that. That'll be fun. Change it to yellow. So there we have that yellowed out, brightened up, and then we'll add a image. It's the same way you upload. Oh, Kyle, it doesn't upload from your computer here? I guess not. So it's asking. Yeah, you got to pick one from a website. Okay. So what you have to do is oh yeah, I bet you could do that. Alright, let me show them how to. Well, what you can do is if you have a picture on the internet, you can right click on it, copy image URL. What I'm doing is copying this one over here in my player card. But if you have one on your website someplace, right, you could use one on your website. And then you go in here. Right, okay. So then you go in here and paste it in here. It doesn't give you the upload abilities. Okay. And there we have that. Let's save this now. We have this beautiful profile here, and then we'll go see what we did. Alright. So don't forget to save it. That's really important. You can put your address in there, or you can change it if you want. So make sure you have your online address. If you take it out of there, nothing will show. But if you have I have a special address just for online. So if you guys ever come to York, don't go knocking on the door at 2536 Eastern Boulevard. You won't find me. Alright, so this is the profile that we think you got enough pictures of me there. This is the profile that we just created, and the part that we just edited in the WYSIWYG editor is the part down here. Okay, so we have a active hyperlink that links out to our site. We have the important things highlighted. We put a title in, and you really have as much room here as you want to play with in your profile. And this is where we want to know all about you. We want to know what you care about. We want to know about your company. You can even put specials or whatever you want here. And so this is the only place you're allowed to market your products, opportunity, and services. And so if you want to have your products there, pictures of your products, or links to your website, feel free to do that. So that did take a little bit of time. So let's go. What was I going to show you? What else was I going to show you? I want to talk about our teams. Now, I mentioned to you before that the team I have launched for tomorrow is Terrific Team number 12 Pro, parentheses Pro. And the team I launched last week was Terrific Team number 11 Pro. And this is on our Games and Teams. You go to your Games tab and it lists these are your particular teams. These are my particular teams. Now you'll notice that one of them's starting tomorrow, and this one started, the other one started last week. And they're both in the Pro game. And so what I'm going to do is keep their team name the same. But in order to keep them organized, I'm going to change only the word Pro when they move on to finding business. So you'll notice down here, let's see if I can find one, some of these inactive games, I have Terrific Team number 9 FB. That means that Terrific Team was always Terrific Team number 9, but now that then they played Finding Business. And so when they started playing Finding Business, I changed their name to Terrific Team number 9 FB. If we go up to, say, Deb's Terrific Team, which was really the first team that I ever formed, first Deb's Terrific Team was called Deb's Terrific Team parentheses Pro, and then Deb's Terrific Team parentheses FB, and then Deb's Terrific Team parentheses HPP, Home Party Plan. And now they're Deb's Terrific Team parentheses Building Business. Now what this does is each team, when you join a team, you stay with your team until you decide to split up into other games. Like say after Business Building Basics, then Deb's Terrific Team, 2 people decided to play social media and 2 people decided to play recruiting. Well, then they branch off into 2 different teams. And so the ability for me to pay attention to the name of the team and where they are in the format. But what happens is when they play, I didn't mean to click onto that screen. Let me see here. Where's my back button? Oh my. Making a mess here. There we go. Let me start over. What happens is, I want to show you something here. When you do that, in other words, every single time, oh my. Am I making you guys crazy over here changing screens so fast? I'm going to go to the leaderboard. I want to show you one thing. So if we go to the leaderboard and notice that Deb's Terrific Team, this is the leaderboard for Professionalism Game. Now when Deb's Terrific Team played the Professionalism Game, their name was Deb's Terrific Team Pro. But since I changed their name, because now they're currently playing Building Business, if I look at the historical roster for the Pro game, all the matches, their name has changed, but their statistics and their players are what they were when they were playing the Pro game. And so after they finish Building Business, I can come here and change their name to anything I want depending on what game they're going to play, like social media marketing. I'm not going to do it now because they're still playing Building Business. But I can save their name, their changes, and then launch them the social media game. And so put your people on a team, and as they move forward, the historical records are going to stay the same. It's only the name changes just a teeny weeny little bit so that you know what game they're playing, and so do they. So it's an easy way to keep track. If anybody has any questions, feel free to type them into the chat box. Does that make sense, Kyle? Right. Thanks. And it does work well. And the only thing that you want to be aware of is when you go to look at historical records, you're going to look back. Now, I was talking about Deb's terrific team. Here you see in the professionalism game, their historical record is still there, their players are still there, and their name is just changed to where they're located now, but the historical records are based on where they were then. So if I was to look at the same thing for, say, Finding Business, and look down, we're going to find Deb's terrific team giving us our historical records for Finding Business, but their name is what they are now. And so that's the only kind of caveat to the whole thing, is understanding that when you're looking at the leaderboard, it's still the same people, but their name is indicating where they are now. And so we're winding up, and a half hour goes quick, doesn't it? So we have a new feature which came out. I'm sure that most of you noticed that this player roster button was not live up until a couple days ago. And so your player roster is a good tool for leaders to check. Now, it doesn't work as well for me because the people coming onto my team don't have leaders. But say, you know, you have invited people to play the game with you and you're looking for them. If they join through your username, in other words, CashFlowShow Game /Deb, they'll automatically be your friends and you'll be able to find them really easily. But the easiest thing to do is just to go to players awaiting matches, and this is defaulting to the most recent joiners. And so then you can see if, say, Gloria is on your team and you know she didn't ask to come on your team. You can just click this request to join, and then this pop-up's going to show up, and it's asking you which team you want to put them on. And so I'm not going to do it because I don't know if Gloria has a leader in the game or not. But she needs to go on a pro game. See, this is the problem with new players. They really don't understand sometimes, oh, I want to take recruiting. We need to get that person on a pro game, but we also need to get them on a pro game that's up and coming. And so that would be, in my case, I'm going to place Gloria on Terrific Team number 12 Pro that starts tomorrow. I'm not going to do that because it's going to do it for us. And so what happens after they click that to request her to go on the team, Kyle? Right, so if you are in... Right. So literally, like, if I am the team leader, she will automatically get put on the team. But if I am a friend or somebody else, then the leader will get a request. Right, right. So it's exactly what I just said. If you are the leader, you're just putting them on, and if you're just a player on that team, then you are just putting a request in for that person to join that team. Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, this is a really nice feature. Okay, so all right, so it sounds like I think Jolene put a little comment in the chat box. She likes the system of labeling people. All right, is there any other questions? We've got like 4 minutes before the half hour. We're going to do these training events for the next couple weeks, and so that way people who are interested in learning more about how to manage a team and how to get organized, and we have a lot of features coming out for leaders. Those of you who are not managing a team right now, I'll take these 4 minutes here and all you have to do to lead a team is go over here to lead a team. Go to your game tab and then go to the lead a team tab. I did that pretty quick. I forget to wait for the webinar, sorry. And then type in, I'm going to go ahead and do it because I have to do one for next week. Leaders should put teams in for every Wednesday. And so once you're on a team, though, you're going to stay on that team. As you see, we changed the name. Terrific team. This will be terrific. Should we skip 13, Kyle? I guess we will. We don't want, in case anybody's superstitious, we'll skip 13. And then I'll just put them in as the pro team until they move on to the next game, and we'll pick them a emblem, a team logo, and this team is open to anyone without a leader starting on, that'll be September what, 14th, I think. That's unique. Team number 14 starting on September 14th. And then you just, I want to lead without playing. So if you've already played the game, this is something that you have to remember to check. I almost did it. Almost did it without checking it. And then you create your team. And so that way, and we talked about this a little bit last week, when a new player, and then I need to launch that team a game right away, which will be the 14th, because this is a step that a lot of times people forget. They create the team, but then they forget to launch the game for next, this one in this case is a week from Wednesday. And so what happens when you do that is that when your new players come to play to the game tab, and they're instructed to do that in the welcome video, and then they go to join a team as instructed, they're going to see a list. They can search for you in the search box, but they can also see a list of the upcoming matches. And in this case, Barbara has one starting tomorrow on the 7th for pro, and I have one starting for tomorrow for the pro team, and then I have one starting on the 14th. And so that way it makes it really easy for people to find you, and it's really easy for you to find them, because you go to the player roster and see who joined and you haven't hooked up with them yet. Anything you want to add, Kyle? Well, well, I appreciate that, Kyle. It's been quite a process, and trust me, everybody who's on this call, congratulations for being here. There are going to be some really good leadership features coming out, and we do have all of you, everybody can go into the e-learning and take the leadership training. The leadership training is not associated with a game. If you take the game, so in other words, you can take the leadership training, these videos will be put there, and I'm going to put a little quiz there tomorrow so that you can get a diploma after 2 weeks, and then we'll start another one. But let's see here. If you want to play the game, which ends tonight as well, then those of you who recorded points will also get a trophy for recording points for trade. So the leadership game and the leadership training are not tied together. That means anybody can take the training, the e-learning, if they want to, but if you want to play the game and document your activities in the leadership game, you can get another trophy in your trophy case. So thank you everybody for joining us. Thanks, Kyle, for coming on. I didn't expect you because I thought you were enjoying your anniversary. You're dedicated. I know you are dedicated. Well, okay. Well, very good. If anybody has any questions, shoot me an email. Thank you, everybody, and we'll talk to you next Tuesday as well. Good night, everybody.